questions from very erudite participants and delegates. It shows that Marcos Foundation for Peace has been able to push the narrative, and we are ready to work on the narrative. And what is the narrative? So, when we talk about the age, already the National Assembly are working on that process. But, like I said earlier on, there are opportunities everywhere, including National Assembly. As I'm seated, I sit in my office in Lagos. I have a friend in National Assembly. His name is Ambassador Kenneth, and he's seated here. And we collaborate regularly, and that's why he's here. So, if there's any narrative we want to push in National Assembly, I can push it through him. So that's where collaboration comes in. Already, he's working with the Senate Committee on Narcotics. He's working directly with the Senate Chairman on narcotics in National Assembly. If there are narratives we believe, shoot them. Look for that is working around National Assembly to push the narrative. There's no single man that will sit here will tell you that this is the solution to Nigeria. The solution to Nigeria lies with you that are hearing me. The solution to Nigeria is not with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The solution to Nigeria is not with Akpabio. Senator Akpabio will not give you a solution. Because the future of Nigeria does not lie with Senator Akpabio. The future of Nigeria lies with me. The future of Nigeria lies in your hand. The future of Nigeria is not in Aso Rock. Whoever is looking for the future of Nigeria in Aso Rock is defrauding himself by himself. We are the future. Let's come together. About 3 NGOs came together, signed an MOU. Now you have a platform that is speaking globally.
That's right.
Under Ambassador Marcos Foundation. The narrative you want to push, you can come to Africa Bridge Initiative. We can do what? We can synergize and have a structured modeling, and we can push the narrative. Don't forget, if any narrative you are looking for is how to enrich yourself, you have failed before starting. Ambassador Kenneth is here, is my very good friend. The narrative he's pushing in National Assembly is not making money from it. He has his own personal business. So if you want to push narrative, yet you want to make money from that narrative, then you're not ready to break up. Peace is very expensive. It costs us money to organize this platform. So many corporate organizations are not willing to release funds for impact program like this. What they need is CSR. They will dish out 1 billion that you not see the impact in the society. That is why HDI is far from CSR. I am available. The future starts now.
Thank you very much. It's your time.
Everyone here is a stakeholder. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Like what he said, only one organization cannot solve Nigerians' problem. So, my able youth, you have the energy, you have the power, you have the brain to change the narrative. The only advice is that you have to put yourself together, form bodies, collaborate, and drive that thing that you want to happen. Do you understand? Then, talking about parents, actually, most parents failed. It's true. Because before now, we praise hard work. We encourage our children to read. But From the past few years, parents can pay for a child to pass. Those are the areas that failures started. They will make the comment, now picking where pass, now in no book. I've had that several. So you go to the exam, or beginning from even primary 6 exam, parents will come with the child to pay the people, and some of the children, they will write for them to pass. Is that one a good upbringing? No. So thank God you mentioned the failure period.
Much for your time. It is my charge that what we have learned today, we are going to internalize them thoroughly so that we can see our country will move to a greater height. Based on the topic that we have discussed, empowering youth for peace, innovation, and sustainable development, reimagining corporate, digital, and financial. So let's keep the ground rolling. As we do that, God will make our great country great and great, great, and higher and higher. That's my prayer for each and every one of us. So thank you very much for your time. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. The discussions were so robust that I had to use my power again as the man in charge to elongate the time. Can we have Mr. Marcos please come up and take a picture with the panelists? Please can we put our hands together for them? They did a yeoman's job. And from the way you guys were clapping when they were talking, I could tell that you were enjoying it. So once again, we thank you so much, panelists, for such a very robust discussion. While they're taking pictures, I would like to recognize the presence of one of our biggest supporters and one of the best banks in our country, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me celebrate Zenith Bank. Please, they're right here. Just wave your hands, ma. Zenith Bank, thank you so much for supporting something that is good. As you're supporting us, God will keep supporting your bank. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've not opened an account, Zenith Bank is there. If you've opened an account and you want to open another one, Zenith Bank is there. Just in case you have excess money, Zenith Bank is there. In case somebody does steal money. I didn't hear you. And they want to share money. I can't hear you. For supporting us, Zenith Bank, we love you. Thank you very much. All right, at this point, there is a message culturally that I want to pass. Ikemba, you have the floor. Just for 3 minutes, let's hear from Ikemba. I didn't hear you. They're in transit. Gender balance. Wait, you will see, because me I've seen. Are you ready? Just to let you know, there are just 2 more things remaining. After Ikemba, we'll get the perspective from a more developed country, the professor all the way from Bournemouth University. After that, we'll give awards, and then our item 7. I hope I've been able to manage the program very well. I didn't ask you to clap, but if you're going to clap, please do it very well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Orimi, my head is swelling. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, are we ready, Kemba? Let's give them a good round of applause. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I totally enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys. Thank you very much. You came back group. Only that when they were dancing, I was afraid for the floor. The way they were jumping up, I was like, hey, hey. No, no. Thank God we've come to almost the end of the program. All right, on a more serious note, just a couple of weeks ago, Nigeria took the spotlight for some very negative reasons. Christians were being killed, genocide, blah, 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 blah. It was going all around. And we felt it was necessary to talk about political communication, peace and development, narratives in not just Nigeria, but in Africa. And to lead us in this is no other person than Professor Darren Lileka, Professor of Political Communications from Bournemouth University in the UK. Are you ready? ITE. All right, let's go. Let's put him on the screen. Prof. Darren. All right.
I focus on this looking at the community level and how people can build their own narratives. And so I will talk through that, and I hope this is a conversation starter for you for the day. So when we think about conversations, we are thinking about how society can come together and develop a sense of a communal bond, which also contributes to the building of the state and a shared understanding of what the state is. Unfortunately, states are often scarred by their history and the colonial past and the creation of those nations. And breaking out of that and creating a new sense of what a nation is, what the state is and how it operates is something that has proved to be a serious challenge which has impeded development. And so state building is the process of creating those institutions which are strong, which are legitimate and which operate for the best interests of the people. But they can only really be created if there is a strong sense of unity within society about what the state should look like, what the values of the state are, how the state should operate. And so a strong society which is united in its ideas of the state, its goals for the state, then that can be a very, very powerful and important means to which the state can be held accountable. When people are united around common goals, it is hard for a state to ignore them. But many parts of the state, such as parties, through campaigns, can focus on the divisions as opposed to the things that unite a nation. And so that's why that strong society is important. Every person, every human seeks some security in their lives, stability, particularly economic stability, but also peace. What they struggle with is finding the route to that. How does any individual ensure that they are secure, they have stable employment, stable money coming in, and they live in a peaceful environment? And many will look to the state to provide that, and some may feel they are better protected by the state than others. But what we found through a lot of research in challenging environments is that if a society, if people can come together, and often this begins at local levels, and build bonds, social bonds, communal bonds, then they can create their own strength within that society. They can create stability within their own communities, but they also can create the basis for a shared identity, one which may go beyond their specific nation, but will also bind people together locally and nationally. And so overcoming divisions, seeing what binds us together, is of crucial importance when we are thinking about what it is we want the state to be. Because all of the people within a state need to have a common notion of what a state is and in which direction it is going and how it should be operating for the best for all people. Now, the public sphere is a theory that was developed a long time ago in the 1980s, but it was also based on a society of much longer ago. A period when the ancient regime, the monarchs of Europe were losing their power and a middle class was arising. People who were entrepreneurs, people who were business leaders were coming together and talking about what challenges they faced in society, how they needed policies to make the economy work for the best for all people. And so the public sphere theory, while dated, related to a very, very Western model and a specific period of history, is quite a useful metaphor for thinking about how society can come together and talk and have different forms of conversations, but also exert influence over the wider system in society. So we have a governmental sphere. We have the government, we have political parties, the civil service, all of those organisations and institutions that are in charge of making policy at the top of society. And their communication filters out through media, we hear about it, we discuss it, we talk about it. We may decide within those conversations, is what they're doing a good thing or a bad thing? And we also have our private spheres where we may talk with very, very close friends and family about what is happening within the state, what policies are being enacted, how things are being done. And all of those conversations are taking place. In the middle of all of this is the wider public sphere, the space where we talk and others can listen if they wish. We can contribute to media, and media talks about us. It frames a lot of its reporting in terms of how the public feel, how the public think. Various civil society organisations, like the Africa Bridge Initiative, are working to attempt to influence government, but also to provide better frameworks within society within which people can work. Social media is a way to arrive at those mutually beneficial outcomes. It will be the outcome that benefits the person with power. Everybody should agree on those basic points of how a conversation should work. And so what conversations need to be able to do is to build bridges and building connections across different people. There was empathy shown for those, some of them who could not join protests because of their different abilities or time frames. Also altruism being shown, people offering support to people who didn't know, just saying, if you need help, come to us. And all of this created, underneath all of those other challenges and problems, was a sense of hope that things could change. Now, protests are not the best environment because protests tend to be against something. Together and make us a people is important. Some of these things can be done online, hashtags across different platforms. And while we often see that negative messages and those kinds of imagery can go viral, so can things that are positive if they're framed in a certain way and have emotional resonance with others. But social media and the online community, whether it be your local WhatsApp groups or bigger, more open groups, can only go so far. Stories need to be told on the streets. They need to be visualised. Some of the great work we looked at in Rio de Janeiro around the favelas was very much on how people told their stories visually and expressed themselves visually. And that is part of culture that is crucial and important, but also a way of telling stories. Simple visuals, simple words, simple phrases to make an environment so, full of that narrative, full of the things that connect people, as opposed to the things that divide people, is important for building those bridges. And of course, reminding the doubters of the purpose of what they're doing, of what that narrative is, that peace is more powerful than division. Unity can make things happen. Unity can force change. All of those things are central to building that narrative. I wouldn't tell you what the narrative is. That is for the peoples of any particular space. But thinking about that narrative and thinking how to shape that narrative and develop it is a key part. And I hope that's something that you can talk about during your day together. If you would like any of the work I've referenced, I can send some summaries or work to anybody who does academic work in this area. And I thank you in a number of languages, but also I share my email address with you. And if you'd like to contact me and ask for more details, I'd be happy to hear from you. And I hope next time I can be there in person and we can have a better conversation. Thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together for Professor Derek.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I thank Taiwo and the Africa Bridge Initiative.
Thank you very much, Professor Darren. That's the beauty of technology. Someone will be all the way in Bournemouth speaking to us here, and we are communicating. Let's put our hands for technology. Technology. You know that person is a TikTok person. All right, ladies and gentlemen, better is the end of the thing than the beginning, they say, but we want to appreciate those who have supported this program, and we'll be giving out a few tokens of appreciation. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Ambassador Marcus to help with coordinating the presentation of the plaques. And then I'll also call a few of the people who have supported this program for appreciation. The very first person I would like to call on is the legal advisor to MOUFSPD in the name of Barrister Eusebius Anyang. Please put your hands together for him. He was behind organizing this particular program. You're very welcome. Even from the way you're walking, I can tell that you're not feeling fine. But thank you for coming all the same. National Orientation Agency, we would like to appreciate them. They came in and they stayed all the way to the end and gave fantastic perspectives on what we were doing. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome the representative of the DG, Onion Blessing Ngozi, Madam. You're very welcome, ma. You needed to say no. No. You're welcome, ma. There is a little message I'd like for us to hear from a young lady who just did something about what we're doing. I can't see her anymore, but she can hear my voice. Emanuela Fomto. Okay, please come very quickly. You have just 1 minute. All right, thank you very much. The next person I'd like to welcome is my brother from Correctional Services, Barrister Dr. Yakubu D. Chidama. Please welcome him. It was in this hall we gave you doctorate. Congratulations on your doctorate. The next person I'd like to welcome is a fellow ambassador, the executive director and co-founder in New Thing International Foundation, Ambassador Kenneth Ameto. Please celebrate him as he comes up. Just a token to appreciate your support. The next person I would like to call is the creative lead for K16 Media, Mr. Ihan Yukalo. Please celebrate him. He spoke to us earlier. He gave a good message earlier. You're very welcome. Just a token to say thank you. Next is the Director African Bridge Initiative. As that my brother called him, activist extraordinaire. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Taiwo Okpolua. Please put your hands together for him. He will change out for an activist. You're welcome. And the next person is the director, Becky G. Is this Becky G or Becky Lee? You correct it when you come. Becky G Foundation, Ambassador Becky Omofese Udo. Please celebrate her as she comes up. You know, this is my brother, Ambassador Marcus. He understands the principles of appreciation and what comes with it. If you appreciate somebody, you will do more. So he's appreciating people that still. Becky G. Okay, thank you very much. And then the next person I want to call. Remember, I said to you that if you need loan to start business, call. If you are broke and you don't have money, call. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Zenith Bank for their award. Just something to appreciate them. Zenith Bank, thank you for your support. I think we're done. Okay. The MD of Max Video. Yes, where Max Video, Mrs. Faith Ugulu, please put your hands together for her as she comes up to take her award. And I think that's the last one. So please put your hands together for her. This song you are singing for them, it's okay. I know that's why I'm singing The Land is Greener in this economy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me celebrate Ambassador Marcus. And before he gives a vote of thanks, my own. They say I'm worthy of something. Okay. So you help me with the microphone.
Let's put a round of applause for him.
So please bring down the music. So as my brother Ambassador was speaking, she came up and said some things to me, and I felt I cannot hear it alone. And I used my power sweet to tell her that she's going to share to everybody. So I'm giving her 1 minute to please share her testimony.
Good morning, everyone here. Good morning, distinguished personalities. I'm most honored to be here. So when the first panel was going on and Mr. Kenneth was talking, I felt moved because last week, by now, that's on the 3rd of December, I organized a back-to-school project in Nasarawa State. I'm a core member serving in Nasarawa State, even though I will soon be passing out. So I've been in development space for 2 years now, and it has been very cloudy. I go for events, programs, and summits, but I don't even know how I'm going to carry out my project. So I now came up with this idea that let me write letters to different organizations, parastatals, and ministries. I wrote more than 20 letters. I didn't receive any reply. I was discouraged. That was in June. I was discouraged. I was like, and later they will say they want to support the youth. How are they supporting us? I was expecting, nobody called me until 2 weeks ago. The office of the deputy governor called me, and they were like, you wrote a letter to the office. I said yes. They said, we want to see you today before 9 a.m. I just rushed, and it was like 2 noon already. I rushed and I went there, and they said, tell us more about your project. I said it, and the deputy governor offered to support my project. And he didn't only just support, he sent representatives, he called the commissioners, the commissioner for education, the commissioner for youth and sports. They were all present during the commissioning of my project. It was a very emotional moment for me because everybody was just saying, this small girl, how were you able to pull all this up? I'm sure some of you must have even seen me on your blogs because news stations carried it and things like that. So like, it's very difficult. Imagine he didn't call me. Nothing would have happened, and the dream would just remain in my head. It's very important that when we are doing something, keep doing it. Just keep pushing on. It will look cloudy, it will look difficult. Just keep pushing on because someone is seeing, someone is going to listen to you. Even God is going to answer your prayer one day. So because I was just like, we need more opportunities for young people. This back to school project I organized, I distributed 500 books, 40 sandals, 40 school bags, and I put 25 children back to school. I paid for their school fees for the whole academic year. And after I've done this, how do we sustain it? When I finish serving, I'll go back to my state or wherever I come from. How will these children remain? Because the scholarship went to orphan children. They don't have parents. So how will it continue? That is why I'm making an appeal that please, let's try to make opportunities or rooms for young people that want to bring change. Because if we don't give young people that change, the change we're actually looking for will not come. If we don't give them that opportunity, it will not come. So we have to make label change in our society so that the generations to come will benefit from it. If you're a young person striving, I want to tell you that for 2 good years, I felt lost. I was just going for events, eating, come back, go home, snap picture, that's all. But today, a lot of people know me just within the span of 1 week because one move I took changed my whole story. So it's just an encouragement to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manuela. I just felt that you need to hear that as well. The message that she came to give us is simple. In this development work, never, ever, ever give up. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for her one more time. Emanuela, I hope you partner with Marcus to advance this particular project and advance development. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's program. We've come to the end of 1.0. I look forward to seeing you again next year for 2.0. My name is Ojugu Onyelukachukwu. Everybody calls me OJ. So for the vote of thanks, please help me make welcome Ambassador Marcus Odianose Ohulu. He brought all of us here together. You're very welcome, my brother. And congratulations for the successful hosting of 1.0.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Wow. Please, as we bring this historic National Social Impact Leaders Summit to a close, we do so with gratitude, renewed hope, and a deep sense of responsibility. Over the course of our time together here today, we have listened, we have learned, we have reflected, and we have challenged ourselves to reimagine what peace, development, leadership, and social impact can look like in a changing Nigeria. Today we stand not at the end of a summit, but at the beginning of a new era of collective action. The conversations we have shared, the partnerships we have initiated, and the commitments we have made represent more than ideas. They represent the foundation of the future Nigeria we want to build. A nation where young people are empowered, communities are peaceful, opportunities are inclusive, and development is sustainable. The path forward demands three things from us: sustained collaboration. No single institution, government body, NGO, or private sector entity can deliver national transformation alone. The impact we all envision requires continuous dialogue, shared responsibility, and partnership ecosystem that remains active long after this summit ends. 2, actionable implementation. The National Social Impact Action Plan I will just unveil today is our collective blueprint for change. Let us commit to translating its strategies into concrete steps that touch lives, strengthen systems, and foster resilience in every community. And lastly, youth-centered leadership. The energy, the innovation, and courage of young people must remain at the heart of everything we do. Empowering our youth is not an option. It is a national necessity. Their voices must shape the policies, programs, and partnerships that define Nigeria's future. Please, as we depart here, may we carry the spirit of unity. We did not gather here to fight the government. We're here to support the government with our ideas, purpose, hope that has defined this summit. Let us remain connected, committed, and courageous enough to push boundaries, challenge limitations, and champion the change we want to see. In closing, I extend my deepest appreciation to all delegates, speakers, partners, volunteers, and supporters who made this Summit 1.0 a resounding success. Your presence and contribution have laid a strong foundation for the work ahead. Please, let's do this again next year. Together, we are building a Nigeria where peace is possible, development is shared, youth are empowered, and social impact is sustainable. Thank you all, and may our collective effort continue to shine light on the pathway forward. Again, I say, God bless you, God bless our leaders, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much. See you next year.